Recording. Today's theme is around this FLEXBOX Froggy game. Okay, hold on. Let me get your attention on the screen share or on me. Thank you. So FLEXBOX Froggy is a game that will allow you to practice arranging your FLEXBOX children, the thing I showed you pretty briefly on the block day, in a little bit more of an interactive way that you can see it better than when I show you like in the demos that I've been doing. Okay, so we did our entry task. Because this is a browser game, I want you to practice with the game so it's a little bit more fun than just trying to get it to work on your own. Okay. Your daily tasks are simply just FLEXBOX Froggy for today, and we're going to go over two major CSS FLEXBOX properties with justify content and align items. And if it's your first day in class today, don't panic. I will make sure that you get caught up. Don't worry.
Okay, I'm going to practice Python.
Okay, sounds good. Today's outcomes, you get more practice aligning your flex items, which are children in that parent-children relationship that we've talked about in HTML so far, and you get to learn a little bit by playing a game instead of listening to me yap the whole time. Assignments for today are just on your exit task. There's not a full-blown Canvas assignment for you to submit, but I do want you to tell me which max level you get to, as well as answer a question on your exit task. That'll be where you post your results from today. And your methods are mainly guess and check or to ask neighbors and me. I'll show you how you can guess and check on this specific app here in just a sec. We'll go over the tracking your progress really quick so you know what to look for as you practice today. You know you're getting it when you start seeing how to move flex items or children around inside a FLEXBOX. That was the thing I showed you the other day with the W3 schools and the way to make your block level elements start behaving a little differently inside of your code. You also get to practice new FLEXBOX style rules, like I just mentioned, mainly around alignment or justifying our content, moving it around, and you're able to complete some of the Froggy levels without help. You know you can apply what you've learned today because you can start adjusting your own work to include some of the FLEXBOX arrangements or the FLEXBOX justifications. But we'll get to that a little bit later. This is framing our day, and we'll get to the why towards the end of the period, okay? If you go to your homepage, go to Thursday, you'll see there are two links right here in the resources underneath the PowerPoint. FLEXBOX Froggy is the first one, and then if you want a little bit more practice, you can play FLEXBOX Zombies, but that one requires an account, so that might be better to do from home if you want the extra practice. This one I just think is cool, but I couldn't get it to work in class today. So we're going to look at FLEXBOX Froggy right here after I teach you a little bit about justify content and align items.
I'm installing Python.
Okay, cool.
You have to download it manually.
Mm-hmm. Let me finish real quick, and then I can help you. Okay?
I thought it was built in to Windows. Oh, no, that's PowerShell.
That's PowerShell. Okay.
Is that different?
It is different. So let me finish real quick, okay? Alrighty. So FLEXBOX Froggy has 24 levels. I see some of you are already logged into it. That's fine. That is okay. FLEXBOX Froggy, the frog itself, is a flex item child inside of a big div container. So the whole pond is the same thing as a divider that I showed you a little bit earlier this week. And the divider's set to flex, okay? The first thing you're going to see is a whole bunch of different options, kind of like sentence starters, or kind of like hints, like flex start, flex end, center, etc., etc. And if you click on more towards the top in the intro, it's going to tell you it wants to use the justify content property. And if you click on that, it's going to tell you what justify content does. Instead of reading, I want to show you how you can start to complete these FLEXBOX Froggy levels, okay? Because this is a CSS container, like I showed you the other day, we can go to the line where it wants us to type and type what it wants us to put in right here, basically filling in the boxes, right? So we'll go justify, if I could type, dash content, and because this is a CSS rule, it starts with a colon and ends with a semicolon. This is also, if you remember back, this is our property. This is the thing that we're changing, colon, and then we're going to set it to a value, which is the thing we're changing it to. Here are a couple of our values right here. I'm going to start with flex start, typing it exactly as you can see it right here on the screen, and then ending with a semicolon. And you're going to notice that if you do it incorrectly, it's not going to go forward. Your goal is to get the Froggy to the lillypads with this game. So flex start doesn't work. Let's try flex end. So we change the word start to the word end, and you're going to see our froggy move over to the lily pad, which means we've completed this level successfully. Okay? Before you click next, if you want to try some other options like center, to put the froggy in the center, that's another thing you could do just to start seeing how these flex item children work. Okay? This is exactly the code you could, at least these parts, that you could put into your container from earlier this week to start making your flex items arrange a little bit differently. So I'll give you a hint on the first couple, and then I want you to go as far as you can, just kind of following the instructions. So we're going to go flex end because we want our flex froggy to go to the end of our box, towards the end here. Okay? Then we click next. Move on to level 2. Now we have, don't look at that yet, spoiler. Now we have 2 flex children. We have a green frog and a yellow frog, and we need to get them to the green lily pad and the yellow lily pad. It's exactly the same thing using justify content, but we're going to use a different value as provided from the 5 right here. Let's try flex start again and see what that does. So if I go justify dash content colon, and then we say the word not center, just kidding. We go flex start, and then a semicolon. That's not going to do anything because that's the default. Our froggies are already at the start of our flex box, which is right up here in the top. Let's try flex end this time and see if that works like it did last time. Not quite. It did move our froggies, but it didn't move them to the right position that we're looking for, right? So instead, let's keep moving down the values here. Let's try center, and that's going to get our froggies onto their correct lily pads, okay? Then we click next. And the last thing I'll show you, don't look, that's another spoiler. Sorry, I was making sure this still worked earlier this week. Now we have 3 different flex children, the green frog, the yellow frog, and the red green, yellow, red frog. And we got to get them on their specific lily pads. We are still justifying content, but this time it's not giving us values exactly. And if you're looking for those values, you can find them inside of the little hints on the value that you're changing. Okay? You can see if you click on justify content, it will show you how it aligns them. And we have a couple space arounds, space betweens that we can try. Let's try that. So if we go justify dash content, and then we set it to space around, what it's going to do is space them evenly around one another. If we did something like space between, that's going to make as space around makes them space around each other, so they're going to take up even space between each other. Space between is going to equally divide the amount of flex box between the children. So you can see we've got a little bit of overlap on our green and red frog. And if we go space evenly, hi, welcome in. If we go space evenly, it's a little too close for our green frog and our red frog here. So we want to evenly add space around each frog, so it's going to be space around. Okay? So those are the first 3 levels. I want y'all to continue trying with the justify content, continue trying with the different values from justify content, and see how far you can get. Okay? Help each other out. Ask me for help. Ask me for assistance. This is a way for you to start seeing how the code that you're writing influences the flex children without having to do all the work yourself to set it up. Does that make sense? Hopefully so. So the main thing I have us doing today, we have an exit task a little bit later. Let me actually put a little helper on align items so you can see how that is a little bit more assistant. Let's go ahead and grab this link and put it on the live lesson part right here. Put it right here. Okay, so help each other out, get as far as you can. I want to see on your exit task how far you make it and what kind of things you learn or what kind of things stick out to you as a result of playing FLEXBOX Froggy. And then in the last 10 or so minutes, we'll finish up our PowerPoint with the why and the resources, okay? So let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to leave this up right here. You can see any resources available once you reload Canvas. I'm going to upload this video, and that'll be what we do until the exit task, okay? And let me know if you need any help.